This is Jared playing Oxygen Not Included with the Energy Vampires, and today I have just one goal. I want to melt the side of this rocket right here and here. I'm going to do that by getting some molten steel from a liquid aquatuner that is overheated. I need to make that out of steel, and I don't have enough, so we're going to start off by producing some here in the metal refinery. While I'm waiting for that, I'm just going to let some insulation build down here because it has gotten far too cold in this little zone. I'll be back once we have our steel so we can continue. Got 1,600 kilograms of steel now. I think that's going to be enough. I'm going to bring it up here. We're going to clear this out. Continue to wait for that pipe. Not much was done while the production was going on, so we'll wait for that pipe and insulation to be complete and have this area cleared out. Installation has been complete down here, and we've got a pipe up to this point. So we're going to make a aquatuner out of steel. We'll also put in some airflow tiles around here. Might need some ladders to be able to reach from this side. Ultimately, I want that stored over here once it's become molten. We'll obviously need some power and a little bit of excess steel on hand to be able to create a pump to actually send that molten steel into this guy. Now, I'm a little concerned that my cooling line has been too effective, so we're going to go up into this guy. I don't want to have two aquatuners cool everything off, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to actually temporarily disconnect this and make that go around like that. I'll also have this set up so that it goes up through this area, taking in some of the heat. I expect water to be brought up over here. Maybe make this a priority just to get that moving its way towards here. Check that it is. Yes, water on the way up. Excellent. This part here could technically be done after. I think, as long as this line is ready. Yeah, that's right. We're going in that direction. I think we can give this... Oh, no. I didn't realize that that pipe in there was not connected just yet. I do want to make sure that... oh, yeah, we don't have meteorites on this asteroid. Disable auto repair. That is going to be essential. Well, maybe a priority of getting this done. Insulation. Also, the piping is made out of obsidian on this side. Anything that's molten, choose to go through that. Oh yeah, and let's not forget our drywall in here, making that out of obsidian as well. I guess technically it's not going to run without power, but I don't see what the harm would be letting water just connect and wait for that. Let's see, probably only have one tube that can build this. Probably a tube that's focusing on operating. Let me check. Gamma, are you the one that has electrical engineer? Okay, let's change their priorities for a moment to be on construction, building. Nothing. Alright, I'll investigate why this isn't happening. I see Gamma is just on break. I will wait for them to be complete. Their break time. Ended up giving Beta another electrical engineering booster, and we are off to the races. Okay, here we go. Water going in. Just going to make sure that I'm topping up my water somewhere, so that's happening right here. Perfect. And this is, temperature of this is going to go up and up and up, so the thermal aquatuner has nothing it can interact with to cool off. So it has no choice but to take on heat. And the idea is it'll get to its melting point and make some molten steel. As long as it melts before it breaks, then we should be okay. Already at the damage of overheating. This is where I want to make sure this water line continues to run so we don't have an outage. We'll see if we're going to make it. The magic number we are going for is 2426.9. We're above 2100 right now. Very close to overheating though. I don't like this. I'm going to enable Auto repair. Maybe make... Oh, goodness. Oh, yeah, that's never a priority. First attempt did not work. Oh, that's unfortunate. Try again. I don't know if that's because this I have too much of high speed. Normally that works. I'm going to do this a little bit differently. So first of all, I already have steel that's quite hot. It's not at the molten point. If I tell the dupes to construct, hopefully they're going to choose this hot material to pick up rather than, let's say for instance, if I could hide the, hold on. I think what I should do, I'm going to take all the steel that's not here and hide it somewheres. I'll just figure out a spot where that might be. For instance, if I put in a door here and I tell the dupes, put steel over here. That I sweep only, make that high priority. Sweep this away. I think I've got some steel that I'm producing down here, so let's be careful. Send that up there. Tell everyone you're not allowed in here. Now I should be picking this up. Make an aquatuner out of steel right there. Check. The other thing that could go wrong is the water could get too cold. Currently, doesn't look like that's going to be an issue. Yeah, so that was rebuilt, but yeah, dropped the temperature of that steel, unfortunately. I'm thinking maybe what happened is I've got a mod to speed up my game. Or maybe they actually changed the game so such that this breaks. This used to work. So what I think I'm going to do, it'll take me a little bit longer, but I'm going to let this run at slow speed, and I'll be back to see what happens. Currently made it over 1,000 degrees. I think this is looking better, so I'll let this run. Hopefully this will melt the molten this time. Instructing the dupes to pick up some of the steel from here, drop it off right here. We are getting close to 2,000 and only halfway, so I'm going to say, yeah, it should be working this time. Just a couple hundred degrees more, we'll have our molten steel. Now I'm approaching 2,400. Past 2,400, and boom. Okay. So we've got the steel on hand. Let's quickly make a pump out of steel. Already put in the power, piping, everything, so it should just be a matter of creating this thing. Because we've got airflow tiles here, this is not interacting, so the molten steel is not cooling off. And let's go make sure that this is good. There we are, our molten steel sitting inside here. Very important that we have airflow tiles underneath this guy. Overheat, oh, I forgot there'd be overheat damage on the pump. That's fine. It'll eventually get rid of, or move all this molten steel out. 200 kilograms. There we go. We can take the pump out. Now that I've got this, I'll do a little bit of planning. If someone could destroy this for us, though, that'd be quite nice. Can get rid of this whole setup. Okay, nice. Before we go any further, I just want to make sure I patch up this system here so our cooling line continues to function in the base. So that's going to involve connecting this and this, and connecting that guy right there. Is that right? What is this? Hold on. Oh, this is the top-up line. Oh, I see. Maybe I'll just get rid of that because that's a little confusing. And I'll have a little bit of water in this line. I don't want that, so what I'm going to do is maybe just simply connect that like that. And then we'll build a liquid reservoir to throw this into for now. Just so that it's out of the way. In like that. There we go. So at some point we should see this going around again. I feel like we've got too much liquid in the line. Easiest thing to do is just pop 2 and rebuild. Somewhere else. Okay, that's been redone. Create this. We'll see what that does. Just replace these. Good. Okay, I'm going to say we're going to need to maybe we'll take 4 out this time. Installing more. Seems better, but not 100%. I might just throw in a liquid reservoir instead of continuing to fight with this. Yeah, so liquid reservoir going in right here. Pipe going up and down. Bridged across like this. Alright, that looks much better. There we go. So with that running, next step is to tear down some of the stuff over here. And we'll get constructing with the metal refinery. Don't want to accidentally use any of these pipes that are not obsidian, so let's clear these out just to avoid some terrible mistakes. And then I'll figure out how I want this system with metal refinery to use this molten and ultimately melt this rocket wall. Decided to call this rocket Organa. That was one of your guys' suggestion. Well, that was actually for a dupe, but kind of have a theme for dupes. But here's our Organa rocket. Inside here, I want to be able to take this out, control station. And this is something that has gotten me before. I want to, very importantly, remove this copper ore out of the rocket. Let's just throw that over there, high priority. Okay, already done. And inside here, I've got insulated obsidian line going in and out, and a regular pipe at this one location. So we'll get this done, and then this is the easy part, the inside of the rocket. So again, we're clear. This ladder's made out of obsidian everywheres. Okay, so that's complete. Now I will design how this is going to work out here. A little bit more complex part. So here is our design. We have a metal refinery. I forgot the fact that I'm having to need to keep it cool, so I'm going to bring back our cooling line actually. So send this water into our line. I'm also going to have this auto sweeper, so we'll need to keep that cool too. But mostly this is in the pipes. So metal refinery is going to go this way into the rocket if there's cooling. Actually, we need an alternate path, don't we, now that I think about it? Maybe like this type of thing. Such that if we don't have cooling, or if it's not hot enough rather, we'll go up into there. I think we're going to need a little ladder to be able to complete that now. Okay. The other thing is I'm going to try, I normally do this with a liquid reservoir part of the line. So I'm going to try to actually minimize the amount of molten that goes in here such that it can all be stored in the metal refinery, because I don't want any molten hanging out in pipes. Because even though this is insulated obsidian, that will eventually cool off that molten such that it will break in the pipe. We don't want that. Alright, so there is that. Go on medium speed here, and I'll be back when this is created, and some bins obviously for the input of our production of steel. So I'm essentially going to make the production of steel, getting this to get hotter and hotter until our rocket wall melts. Two things. First of all, I noticed that I accidentally put in the wrong type. I also see that my obsidian levels is very low, so I need to start digging out more of that. Fortunately, there is lots of it available to me. Maybe we'll just carve this whole section out. Do this type of thing to get up there. Maybe you should cancel this little section. It should definitely be enough. After this is done, we may want to up our location of the gas pump. Let's just check temperature. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, we've been cooling this off. I forgot. Nice. The other thing, I do have a hydrogen pump up here. Why would I not want to do this? I think that actually makes sense. That means I would be able to get rid of this, couldn't I? Just collect hydrogen from one spot, top the base way up here. Ladder to get across, open this up even more. Okay, so the point though was to get more obsidian. Let's retrace this again, this time with insulated line. No. This guy was taking on heat. I thought that was going to be fine in an airflow, sitting on an airflow tile. Oh, I've got a little bit of... oh, I see what happened here. A mesh tile, well... yeah, unfortunately... oh, I know what I should have done. I should have actually disabled the building. Disable the building. Let's take that little bit of liquid that is there and send it. We need to have it disabled first. Shoot. Somebody disable that. Okay. Let's then... okay, now the problem is this liquid reservoir is too hot. Oh, no. No. Okay, I need to think. Here's what I think is the best course of action. Want to essentially build another liquid reservoir. We want to keep repairing this guy so it doesn't break on us. Okay, so with this, let's now make sure it's disabled before we send anything into it. Disabled building. Somebody, let's enable this building. And we're going to transfer the liquid from over here into this guy. Do a cut, yeah, right here and here. Oh, someone disable. Someone needs to enable this one still. Come on, somebody. Okay, there we are. We're able to move the rest of the liquid out of here. Once that is done, and drained down, we'll get rid of this guy here. Because it's just going to keep causing itself some damage. Disable auto repair at this point. I think we're going to be fine. Kind of funny, I don't see a damage bar. Okay, so that can go. Now, yeah, that's right. So I want this disabled so that we don't have any liquid. This pipe right here is now empty. Forgot that was so important to do. Okay, so our cooling line that is not functioning. That can be fixed over here. Let's disconnect this, reconnect this over here. Gonna keep all our machinery here nice and cool, and I think I'm ready to go. I just need to do a little bit of checking. This is made out of ceramic. We've got some conductive panels running here and here. We've got our inputs. Oh, you're without power. Whoops. What's going on there? Oh, I see. So now everything has power. Get that set up to only input if liquid is above 2000. Now let's see about sending this into our metal refinery. Oh, right. We need to enable that, don't we? Someone up there to do that. Yeah, excellent. Slow things down just a second. Make sure this gets in all right. Now, I don't want all of it to go in. Let's see, I need to be able to see a little bit. 400 kilograms. Can't remember if it stores a second one or not. At 800. Does it? Oh no, that stops in the. Whoops. Okay. All right, that might. Let's take this out. What am I? See this? Not the pipe. Liquid bridge. That's what I want to get taken out. And let's reverse this direction. Disable this guy. Actually, I do need to empty the single piece that's right there. Let's disable this now. So this should send that molten into here. That. Oh no, that was the wrong bridge. Let's copy this. That was supposed to be this bridge here. That needs to be there. I just want to make sure that this guy gets emptied. We've got steel locator right here, so I assume, yeah, we have that disabled. Just want to make sure this building doesn't get damaged. Okay, so we are clear with this guy. That guy can just hang out there. And I'll do some more double checking. We do, unfortunately, have a little bit of molten in the line. Just a second. So what I want to do now is I want to get the steel that is going to become solid. It might actually just break in the pipes by the time guys get this. Oh. Okay. Oh, I don't know if this is going to work actually. Okay, there we go. Nice. Oh, and a single piece of water. That's not going to matter, right? I don't think it will. I'm just going to do this just in case. All right, so let's restore this. First of all, we no longer want this guy in there. I turned off the water. So we'll be able to let's disconnect the water and molten line. We don't want those two to connect. Water line going through for cooling. Let's make sure we reconnect this, and I think we are good. So this is going to go in this direction. All right, guys, here we go. I'm going to ask for just all the steel. Start off with 25 iron. Make this a high priority task. Gamma going to work. Let's see. I should probably up their skill. So there's a little bit of metal. So some molten going out. Currently not warm enough, it looks like, which is fine. So it'll come back into the system. I'll just check here. Let's maybe make a gamma our specialist for working on this. Oh. Mechatronics will drop one of those. Add that. Maybe I should go create another electrical engineering or two just to get this done all the quicker. We can do that over here. To another electrical engineering. Maybe one more mech for options in the future. I'll let this run for a bit, and maybe I'll be back once we're above 2,000, which shouldn't be that long, actually. So I'm getting a green signal now, so let me just jump into the rocket here. Where did I catch this? It's starting to spin through. And what this is doing is obviously making the rocket itself really hot. Unfortunately, it kind of interacts really well, so by the time I get this hot, it's kind of dissipating all around here. But it'll eventually get to the point where this is hot enough to be able to melt. I can see what point that's going to be, the 2426.9 magic number of all of this. So at this point, we should be seeing a lot more metal refinery stuff. Now, cool thing, this whole process is going to lead to me getting a bunch of steel without bleeding that heat into my base, which is cool. So just before getting this to melt, I'm going to have a water line to go in here just in case I need to dump some water in for cooling, which I probably will. Because one thing I don't want to have happen is to have this guy here, have the gas tile melt away. I only want these two. Well, I don't care if these ones break, but I don't want this guy to melt away. So I'm going to be carefully watching this. Once we get to the appropriate value where it starts to melt, I'll have the ability to dump in a little bit of water. Maybe make sure that's actually live with some liquid. Ready to go when I say so. Current temperatures are getting just under 500. Or at 500 now. Now we've got the rocket above 1300. It would actually break in the pipes at 1000. So I think we're at the point where I can put in a piece of obsidian right there. Feel comfortable with that. Just to allow the heat transfer to happen a little bit more efficiently. If I had tungsten, I would build that right there, but we don't have that. So we'll see if this does for this. I don't think this is going to be I'm pretty sure it's obsidian. That should be fine. Now we made it over 2000, just a few hundred degrees to go, and this thing should melt. So we just stopped it at this point. Very worried. I was expecting this to melt at 2426. It is now 2460. I'm wondering if they changed the game such that you can't melt this anymore. Maybe I should slow it down. It did drop back down below, what's that magic number? 24, 26. Oh, boom. Okay. Okay, all right. It is working. I was a little worried. That's not good enough. And the reason for that is I need, well, dupes can't go out of a single tile. I need at least one or even both of these to melt, but not this guy. Maybe the next iteration of going through will bump us up. Boom, boom. Okay. Stopping right here. Going to indicate that that's going to be enough steel. And I'm going to do this trick. Hopefully this still works. We're risking melting away right here, but I know if I save the game and do a reload, that's going to drop right down. So right now we're at 2414. I'll do a save, and I'll be right back. Done. Save energy vampires testing here. Let's just see what this does for us. I think we've got it. I think we've got it. Okay, so right now we're showing... so that dropped down quite a bit. We're now at 1400, so we're stable. We're not going to lose this tile right here. And I'm going to stop it at this exact point. Actually, hold on. Let's just finish with getting that hot liquid out of there. So let's see, maybe do this. Slow things down, and then we'll end it there. We'll do the cooling the rock. This is the next thing I've got to do is cool this guy down, but that's going to be next time. I just want to make sure that I don't want to leave this in a state such as the molten is sitting in there. So that's going to be loaded back into the metal refinery. Eventually the little bit here. Okay, so everything is sitting in here. We can get rid of this guy now. We can get rid of this guy. I'll get rid of that much. At least we've got the molten and the metal refinery done. But there it is. We've got our rocket ready to go. Obviously needs to be cooled off. But once it is cooled off, then I'm going to use this whole space to try to support several bionic tubes. Make sure they're comfortable so we can go out in space in style. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully I'll see you next time.